Happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for joining me in the card closet. Glad to have you tonight. We lost a couple good people today, good players. First of all, I just heard the news not too long ago that Pete Rose passed away this evening. So we're going to have a Pete Rose card looking in memorial for him. And we also, earlier today, we lost Dikembe Mutombo. Got this Topps card of his from the mid to late 90s, and he will be watching in as well. Kind of a sad day to lose those guys. There's going to be a whole renewed conversation about Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame, I expect, in the coming days, weeks, months. I predict that he will be reinstated and we'll get into the Hall of Fame now that he's passed away. I think that the haters, did what they wanted to do. They kept him out in his life, and I just have a feeling now that some of that feelings towards him will die down, and I think he's going to get in. I'm guessing in the next 10 years is my prediction. All right. Let's move on to happier things. We've got episode 468. And so our mystery man for this video is going to be a man with 468 home runs in his career. Some of you will know him just by that. I'll give you some hints. Let's see if the rest of you can figure out who he is. So he's a junk wax rookie. His rookie cards were all in 1991. He had them in Bowman, O-Pee-Chee, Score, Topps, and Upper Deck. His Topps run ran from 1991 through 2012. 22-year Topps card run. His 1991 Topps rookie card is a first-round draft pick card. It has a first-round draft pick emblem on it. His 1992 Topps card is Top Shortstop Prospects, and he's listed with 3 other players on that. His 1993 Topps card is another Top Shortstops Prospects, and he's pictured with 3 other players on that one as well. Then in 1994, he is on Topps Coming Attractions. Shared that card with Ryan Klesko. And then in 1996, he finally shows up with a Topps card by himself, and it's got a gold rookie cup on it. And now, on this card, he's now a third baseman. He's not a shortstop anymore, and he would play third base his whole career. He had an all-star card, third base all-star in 1999 Topps. And in 2008 Topps, he's on the National League Batting Leaders card. And in 2009, he's on the Topps National League Batting Leaders card. He is from the Jacksonville, Florida area, Pearson, Florida to be exact. He grew up on a fern farm. He was the first overall pick in the 1990 Major League Baseball draft. In 1995, he was the runner-up National League Rookie of the Year, and he lost out to Hideo Nomo. He was the National League MVP in 1999. For his career, he was an 8-time All-Star and a 2-time Silver Slugger. He played in every postseason from 1995 to 2005, 11 straight postseasons, all with the Atlanta Braves. That was during their big run of winning the National League East every year. He got his only World Series title in 1995 with the Braves. Got to 2 more World Series and lost, 1996, 1999. He was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2018. His career numbers, he hit these milestones: 1,600 runs, 2,700 hits, 1,600 RBIs, career batting average of .303. You can make a case he's the best third baseman that's ever played. Have you got him yet? If you don't, this one should give it away. His given name is Larry, but when he was growing up, he looked just like his dad, and one of his relatives said that he looked like a chip off the old block. And that chip off the old block gave him his forever nickname. It stuck. Chipper Jones. Awesome, awesome, incredible player. He will be looking in here on episode 468. All right, so it doesn't happen too often where I have a trade that I want to show. This is from the trading card database. Usually I'll show you a card or two, but this was a significant trade, and I think it's worth showing. I'm curious to see what you think of it. It was a bigger trade, not the biggest trade I've ever done by any means, but it was a big trade. I had to trade some 1967 baseball Topps high numbers. I had to trade a 1974 Washington Padres card, some Hostess cards that had a little value to them, surprisingly, Jim Rice and Eddie Murray, a Greg Maddux refractor, David Ortiz, couple of David Ortiz refractors and X-fractors, Bob McAdoo rookie in basketball, Tony Dorsett rookie in football, and a few other odds and ends. And so in return, I'm just going to show you what I got here. Mostly from 1961 Topps set build. I'm going to work up towards the better players here. Love this guy's name, Coot. This is a set that I'm slowly working towards putting together. I'm not aggressively buying cards for it, but if some trades come up where I can pick up a few, then I'll do that. Not putting money into it, I guess you could say. For a trade like this, these cards are in remarkable condition. I did not realize they would be in such great condition, and I potentially, if he says something, I will probably send him more cards. Here's Billy Martin, because on the trading card database you usually trade as if you're going to get VGEX. Very good, excellent. Giants team card with Willie Mays down here in the lower right corner of that card. 1960 World Series. Bobby Richardson is the hero. Does it say what he did? Mantle singled through the middle. Serve racing on to third. Skowron singled through the middle. Serve scoring. Mantle streaking on to third. McDougal threw a base on balls to load the bases. Labine was summoned from the bullpen to replace Mizell. Howard, the first man. Labine faced, singled Mantle home. Bases remained loaded. Richardson hit a grand slammer on a 3-2 pitch. This was only the 7th grand slam homer hit in a World Series game. And then it sounds like lower down, Richardson singled to drive in Skowron and McDougal. 6 RBIs in one game. So that's cool. Here's a guy I always liked from Los Angeles Dodgers, Willie Davis. This is a rookie card of his. Or at least it says rookie. One of the Alou brothers, Matty. He was one of the good ones. All right, now let's get into some Hall of Famers here. Nellie Fox. Big chaw on his cheek there. Whitey Ford. They just get better here. Don Drysdale. Batting leaders with Roberto Clemente and Willie Mays on it. And finally, second year card, Willie McCovey, or maybe it's third year. But just look at the, look at the condition of these. Very, very good. Very, very nice. So happy to get that trade in the books. Just like I said, you don't get a lot of trades like that. A couple other cards I wanted to show you here to get caught up on some baseball. When I was in the card shop a few weeks ago picking up this 2024 Topps Baseball Factory set, which I've got now all sorted out. Doesn't that look sharp when all the players from the same team are together? I really like it that way, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, which I know I'm in the minority on that, but that's okay. But while I was in there, I went to the drop box, which I've mentioned before, and I saw this 1957 Enos Slaughter card for $15. It really good shape, and it doesn't look like there's any stickers on top of the 15 or below the 15. So I think this was probably the first initial drop price. So I picked that up for the 57 set build. This was a little trade I did on the TCDB. Got a Carl Yastrzemski Donruss card. Plugging away towards this Platinum Anniversary Prism Refractor set. Got Brooks Robinson. New Hall of Famer Adrian Beltre. And a guy who was playing a lot when I was a kid, George Brett. So I think there's 30-some cards left from the 2023 set. It won't cover all the Hall of Famers. I'll then have to either go to 2022, see which more players I can get from the Hall of Fame in that year, or maybe wait for 2024 to come out. But anyway, wanted to give you a little bit update on the coins. So those that binder, those baggies, that little safe box, that's all that's left. My old buddy from my younger days ended up buying quite a bit of it. I would say 2/3 of what I had from my set, and I think I got a good price. I did not inventory every single thing that I was selling. There were about 3 that I knew because I kind of looked them up, and he was offering me right on what I'd seen when I looked up. So I just assumed if he was right on those 3, I trusted him with everything else. And plus, he's just a trustworthy guy. But anyway, so I got a pretty good chunk of change for him. And I'm trying to determine how I want to spend it now. I want to reinvest it into baseball cards, obviously. So a couple options that I'm thinking about, and time will tell what I end up doing. But first of all, I don't have a 1954 Bowman Ted Williams card. And I got enough from the sale of those coins where I could get it in a 4, which would be a better condition than I'd ever dreamed of getting. Because usually on those kind of cards, a 1 or a 2 is fine for me. Or I could use the money and send in many, many, many of my pre-war cards that are not graded and get them slabbed up. Why? I don't know. I mean, it's not important to me that my cards are slabbed, like But, the older you get, you think, and especially with my mother-in-law being the way she is now, you start to think, well, after I'm gone, maybe my family doesn't know what this stuff is, and they take 1 cent on the dollar for it. Whereas if some of the older stuff was slabbed up, they'd have no doubt knowing what they've got. So I could put it into just a bunch of slabbing, grading. Or, and this is probably what I'm going to do to start, to just see how successful I am, I'm going to start looking for some of the bigger boy cards I need from pre-war on other auction sites than eBay. I'm pretty much eBay exclusively when it comes to what I'm looking for. And the cards I have left for my all-time Red Sox team set run, I'm just not seeing the ones I still need on eBay anymore. So that project kind of comes to a grinding halt. So I think I can go to some of the big boy sites and pick off a couple good cards, hopefully. I've got to see what those sites are, though. You know, I've heard of Robert Edwards, and I think there's some other ones. If you just Google it, some other ones will come to mind that I know people reference. I know John Mangini mentions, I think he's actually got a video where he talks about some auction houses, or maybe that's Blue Jacket 66, but maybe I'll go back and look. But this might be an opportunity for me to pick off some of those older cards I just can't find on eBay. So tell me what you do out of those three. Would you grab the card you've always been wanting in a better grade than you ever thought you'd get it in? Would you catch up on slabbing a bunch of pre-war and vintage cards that are not slabbed yet? Or would you continue the journey you're currently on, but expand it to more auction sites? Let me know what you do. But hey, guys, thanks so much for joining me. If you're in that Eastern Tennessee, Western North Carolina area, you know, prayers with you. I know Danny is in the Murfreesboro area, which is a little west of where the worst stuff was. He said they just got a lot of rain. But yeah, I hope everything's going good for you guys after the storm. All right. Remember Pete Rose. Remember Dikembe Mutombo. Talk to y'all later. Bye now.